Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for your New Year's Eve. Throughout our day, Tuesday has been rather dry for us and rather cool, as well as this cold front has been tracking into the area. But those clouds we have been seeing throughout our day are continuing to track east out of the area for an overall clear and remaining dry throughout our night, with these temperatures right around the freezing range in areas such as Watsika, 33 in Champaign, also in Decatur, 34 in Mattoon, and the warm spot right now at 35 in Effingham. But with this wind chill gusting nearly 30 miles per hour, feeling quite a bit cooler than that, feeling more like 25 in Champaign and 20 up in Bloomington. Now, how long will these cooler conditions stick around, and what are we looking for the start of the new year? All those details coming up as WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
I think this has just been a long time coming.
And now it's just hours away as people are getting ready to buy recreational marijuana. Going to the store almost cost one woman her children after she says a man tried to kidnap them. There are two different centers that collect blood, but what's the difference between donating blood versus plasma? Well, we found out.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
We expect the line to be wrapped around our store.
In less than 2 hours, recreational marijuana will be legal in Illinois, and you can buy it starting tomorrow. It's a day many people have been waiting for. Good evening, I'm Jessica Coons. Paul is off tonight. People across the state have been preparing for this, from lawmakers to law enforcement to those dispensaries. WCIA 3's Emily Braun is live in Champaign at one of the dispensaries, Sunnyside. So, Emily, you've already got some people waiting outside ready for tomorrow.
Can you believe it, Jessica? It's pretty cold out here, but I saw a couple people getting out of their cars with a couple blankets in hand, ready to spend the night out here and get ready for that 6 o'clock opening tomorrow morning to be first in line. So if you're coming here to Sunnyside in Champaign, it's going to be a very streamlined process. They told me today they're going to have runners out to actually take people's orders if they know what they want, in order to get the big lines moving a little bit faster. And yes, both dispensaries in Champaign and Urbana told me that there will be big lines. People are even coming from out of state to be here as early as 4 in the morning, they told me. Both of these stores, New Med and Sunnyside, will open at 6 a.m. and employees will actually be in here before the crack of dawn to get ready for it.
I think this has just been a long time coming, and personally speaking, I think it's about time. I can't wait to see how many people are lined up tomorrow when I pull up. I don't think there's going to be any parking for me or our employees here.
We are insanely excited. This is a day a lot of people have been waiting a long time for. And we feel like the anticipation is going to far outweigh the lines in the cold weather.
They'll be selling all kinds of products like edibles, mints, gummies, and creams, but the actual cannabis flower will be limited. Sunnyside will only be allowing 7 grams per customer. New Med and Urbana will not be selling it tomorrow at all because of a limited supply. So you can see here that the line is set up, and this parking lot is taken up by the process that they have in place to get people through the line. But they said not to worry if you are a medical marijuana patient. There is going to be a separate line for you, as well as a separate stock, so you don't have to worry about anything running out. As far as stock is concerned, though, both stores did tell me they felt confident that they had enough marijuana products to suit everybody who's coming through these lines. Live in Champaign, Emily Braun, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
A long night for those people waiting. All right, Emily, thank you. People in Springfield are also lined up to buy tonight. This is at Illinois Supply and Provisions. The first person in line says she's been waiting since 1:30 this afternoon. That dispensary opens at 6. Now, some reminders about the rules here. You can't use marijuana around anyone under the age of 21. You also can't use it in public. If you're taking it home, it has to be in a sealed, odorless container. It's suggested you put it in your trunk. You can possess up to 30 grams of the flower and 500 milligrams of marijuana-infused products at once. The governor pardoned 11,000 people with low-level marijuana convictions today. He can pardon convictions for possession of up to 30 grams that did not involve a violent offense. This is only the start of that process.
These first ones are low-level, single-issue ones that we're doing, and that is why it'll take some time to get through the rest of these records, because we are going to have to look at where there's multiple ones, where there are other things attached, and figure out how to extricate what we need to extricate as a result of this law.
Police identified more than 100,000 arrest records. Over half contain a different nonviolent offense, but only the possession charge will be expunged. New at 10, a Taylorville woman is accused of stabbing and killing a man she was in a relationship with. 21-year-old Michaela Herbstreich is facing a homicide charge. Police say she stabbed 40-year-old Jason Bright in the chest this afternoon. He later died at the hospital. And an update, a federal judge dismissed a lawsuit filed by Yingying Zhang's estate against U of I social workers and Brent Christensen. Christensen was sentenced to life in prison for kidnapping and killing Yingying Zhang. Zhang's estate administrator filed a civil lawsuit. It claimed Christensen told U of I social workers about his mental health issues, and he mentioned killing himself and others. It also claimed the workers did not report any of that, and because of that, he was able to carry out the kidnapping. A judge threw the case out, arguing they cannot be held responsible for Christensen's actions. A man is accused of trying to steal a car and kidnap the kids inside. This happened last night outside of the Dollar Tree on Madison, Champaign. Police arrested 39-year-old Isaac Richardson. He's charged with attempted aggravated kidnapping and resisting a peace officer. Shayna Masso says she and a couple of her kids went into the store last night. Two of her children and her kids' friends stayed in the car. They say a man was able to get inside after he threatened to steal it and kidnap them. One of the girls ran into the store for help. Masso went outside, shoved him out of the way, and called 911. He was later arrested. Masso says she learned a valuable lesson.
Do not leave your kids in your car, ever, because just that fast it can happen. My whole life today would be completely different if he had got away with my car. And, you know, just to be aware of your surroundings.
None of the kids were physically hurt. We have an update from 6. No one was hurt after a grill caught fire at Burger King in Rantoul. Happened on West Champaign Avenue. The street was shut down while crews put it out. The fire spread from the grill to the ceiling. Crews fought it from in the kitchen and outside. The restaurant is closed tonight. And the Champaign Fire Department was sent to an apartment fire on Francis Drive. They say they're not sure how it started, but there was damage at the kitchen and smoke damage in the apartment. No one was hurt. Groups in central Illinois are trying to make sure you get home safe tonight. Tapman's Towing is offering free rides in Champaign, Urbana, and Savoy. In Decatur, the Black Chamber of Commerce is giving free rides as well. They have 5 drivers available tonight.
With the change in laws, we just want to make sure that all of the citizens here are safe and are getting home safe and won't incur any extra legal expenses or police contact.
They'll run from midnight until 3 a.m. More plasma centers are moving into central Illinois. CSL Plasma opened up in Champaign this year, and a different one will be built in Urbana next. Tonight, we're sharing the differences between places like this and blood donation centers. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is with us. So, Jennifer, there's a separate process for both of them.
Jessica, while people are essentially giving certain parts of their blood at both of these places, there are some major differences in how that product is used and where it goes. At CSL Plasma Center in Champaign, Joyce Surratt just finished giving plasma. She's been doing it for about 5 months.
To earn extra cash.
The company advertises an incentive for people who do this.
You could go twice a week. When you're a first donor, they pay you $75. 5 times that you could get $75, and then after that, it's like $20.
Many plasma centers pay people for it. Plasma is the liquid component of blood that carries cells and proteins through the body. While CSL Plasma declined to go on camera, the website says the company's sole purpose is to, quote, manufacture and deliver its life-saving therapies to people in more than 60 countries, end quote. There are several differences between places like this and blood donation centers like the Community Blood Services of Illinois in Urbana.
We are collecting blood products that can be transfused to patients at our local hospitals.
This is a nonprofit organization. The blood they collect through volunteers goes directly to help save people's lives in central Illinois. And here, there's no payout.
The FDA does not allow us to pay for donations. And the fear is that if someone comes in and knows that they will receive something of value, that they may not be truthful and honest with the questions that they are asked during the pre-screening.
While the Community Blood Services Center of Illinois Illinois can't and does not pay people to give blood. They say there's a different kind of incentive.
When someone comes in here to the blood center to donate, they have that sense and know that they're going to be helping people here in the community in Central Illinois.
A company called KED Plasma will start construction on their plasma center in Urbana sometime next year. It'll be at the former nursing home on North Lincoln, just south of King Park. Jessica.
All important donations. Jennifer, thank you.
Some ring in the new year with songs, but this group did it with skates instead. Plus, New Year's gym resolutions normally start out strong, but then this happens.
They get burned out really quick.
We've got some advice so you can stick to your New Year goals. And later, it wasn't a winning season for Illinois football, but it was a big step forward. We'll take a look back at how it went.